impact on the church fathers and the bishops and Constantine in those initial councils, the Council of Nicaea and the Second Council of Nicaea, that made Yahusha into a deity, because they said, we can't understand God because he doesn't interact with human beings, so he became human to interact with us. This is the same concept that they had with Hercules, the same concept that the Hindus have with Brahma and Krishna, and that Krishna is the human representation of Brahma or something like that. I'm not too hip on Hinduism, but we see this exact same concept played out through many of the pagan religions, that their deity became human in order to relieve suffering. Okay? But the main point in these verses is overlooked. If we consider that the attributes of Elohim were present in Yahusha and that he was an illustration of Elohim acting among humankind, we must step back and also consider that this isn't about Yahusha as a representation of Elohim. It's about our ability to become representations of the image and the likeness of Elohim to one another. We have to become a representation of the image and likeness of Elohim to one another, to the world. We have to be able to, like Yahusha, carry the word and the Ruach of Yahuwah within us, because we're vessels. And in that, we are like the Father, that we carry on the work of the Father, because we are representations of the Father to the world around us. Does that make sense? Hopefully? Okay. But to be able to mimic the work of the Father, and to be able to say the Father is still working because he is, so am I. The Father is still working, and because he is, so am I. If we grasp this, then we consider verse 19 of Yochanan, where we truly understand our role in our existence. Then answered Yahusha and said unto them, Verily, verily, I say unto you, the Son can do nothing of himself, but what he sees the Father do. For whatever things he does, these also the Son does likewise. We have an entire Tanakh, the Torah, the prophets, and the writings that illustrate to us the many works, attributes, and traits of Yahuwah our Elohim and Father. We have many examples from which we can mold ourselves into the image and likeness of our Father. We are not and will never be Yahuwah Elohim. Okay? Another metaphysical concept. We are all gods. Even because it's written in the Bible, we're all Elohim. But it's with a little bitty e that says we all have the capacity to judge. We all have the authority to seek redemption, but we don't have the authority to grant redemption. We can understand what is right and what is wrong, but that does not make us Yahuwah Elohim. Okay? That's a metaphysical concept, is that everyone is God, and you have to seek the God within to do this or do that. So, but we can learn to act the way that he, our Father, acts. Now in Yochanan 14:11 through 12, Yahusha says this, Believe me that I am in the Father, and the Father in me. Or else believe me for the very work's sake. Verily, verily, I say unto you, that he that believes on me, the works that I do, he shall also do, and greater works than these he shall do, because I go to my Father. And whatever you shall ask in my name, that will I do, that the Father may be esteemed in the Son. And there's a lot of stuff in those verses. We're just going to skim the surface. If we say that Yahusha was our example, then we must seek to follow that example so that we too can bring esteem and honor to the Father. If the Father dwells within us, then we too will walk and act as Yahusha acted, and as such will be able to truly manifest the love of the Father to everyone around us, regardless of what people may say about us or even do to us. We're still taking small steps because we're still caught up in the second day of creation. Our flesh separates us from truly being able to connect to the truth, power, and the ability of Yahu Elohim. As we grow, we will be able to overcome this sticking point, and when we do, we will be truly empowered by our Elohim to do what Yahusha did, and even more. Until then, we must seek to follow the example of our Father, Elohim, and of Yahusha, our Master and our Teacher, so that step by step, we truly become the image and likeness of Yahuwah, our Elohim, and our Father in the Shabbat. There's a lot of stuff crammed into this lesson, and it's confusing sometimes. But if we go through the Torah and we go through the prophets, little things come out that teach us what it is to be in the image and the likeness of our Elohim, what it is to observe the Father so that we also do what the Father does. It's not about doctrine. It's not about believing in a Trinity or believing in a rapture or believing in the end times. It's about becoming the image and likeness of Yahuwah Elohim that we were created to be. And then taking that to those around us, taking it to the world around us, and being able to illustrate that there really is something greater than them that exists. And with that, I guess we can say that grooviness has been achieved, and I'll stop bumping my gums.